Push Fit Podcast in full effect. We have a very special guest in the building. We have Bryan Battle, one of the TUF finalists at middleweight. The last pick, but he said he was the first pick, and he showed that he was the first pick in his last fight, and I'm so proud of him. How you doing, Bryan Battle?
Man, dude, I'm doing so good, bro. Thank you for having me.
No, I'm glad you came up here, man. Yo, so I'm just get right into it. Like, how was that decision for the Ultimate to get you on the Ultimate Fighter? Like, what was that? What was that decision? What was that like? Not your decision, but like, what was like? How was that process like?
Dude, it was a really weird process. It was a really, really weird process. And I don't know what it's like normally, but because COVID was going on, it just kind of made everything more weird and confusing. Like, there was a period where we were supposed to go do tryouts, and the tryouts got canceled. Mm-hmm. And so the tryouts get canceled. I actually took a fight after the tryouts got canceled. Mm-hmm. And, like, I don't even know if the show's still happening. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't know who's going to be coaching the show. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm still, because I feel good, you know, I'm on a roll, I'm on this win streak, you know, I'm trying to, like, you know, capitalize, fight, you know, keep this thing going. And, you know, they're giving me dates. I'm like, yo, should I be waiting? They're like, no, don't take a fight, like,
just in case.
Yeah. And so eventually, you know, after asking what's up, they were like, all right, you're flying out to Vegas on this day.
Was it like a surprise to you?
It was a big surprise to me.
Yeah, like how when they just called you, and I know you were getting ready for a fight, so they just called you and was like, "Yo, get ready for this." Was it like sudden?
It was more like they told me not to take a fight. My manager and the producer that I was in contact with, they told me not to take a fight because they were confident that I was going to be on the show, but there was no definite.
Okay.
And so then. One day, yeah, they call. They're like, "Hey, you're flying out to Vegas on this day," and so I'm like, "All right, cool." So I'm on the show. It's still like
uncertain.
Maybe we think so, and it's like, oh man, this is great. So, you know, it's weird, you know, because, you know, for your regular life, you're like, well, I might be gone for a week, or I might be gone for 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean?
So, so be prepared for whatever,
And it was just really weird and uncertain. Mm-hmm. And when they came in, because there were people that got flown out, were in the hotel, and didn't make the show. Like, I don't know how they decided to make those final cuts, but they still cut people and sent them home. And when they came in, they were like, "Hey, you're gonna be on the show." It was just like, oh, yeah, dude, it was like,
yeah,
and
a big weight off your shoulder.
Man, it was so cool because I knew this was like all the opportunity that I needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was. Yeah, it was everything I could hope for and dream for. So, yeah, I was psyched, man.
So when you got in there, what was it like stepping in that TUF house?
Dude, man, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be like at all.
Shit.
Yeah, man, not at all, man. I expected it to be like way more tense. You know, I expected there to be a lot more like, you know,
all this animosity, all this
BDE, you know, and everyone just really was just kind of like doing their own thing. There was like a couple of moments, but I mean, you know, it was like a bunch of dudes in the house. Considering how many people lived in that house for as long as we lived in that house, and as many like little minor like arguments or whatever, you know, it was really, really chill. Everyone was really, really cool. Like, yeah, man, no, that was probably the biggest surprise, the lack of animosity between the fighters.
Okay, and so did you gravitate to anybody specifically, like, right off it?
Oh, man. Well, you know, all of Team Volk, you know what I'm saying? We were all
obviously,
the Volk boys, but, you know, I had my Spade bros, you know what I'm saying?
You know how to play spades? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay.
Bro,
I'm not that. Yeah, you probably would beat me.
I would smoke you.
You probably would beat me. I thought I was good at spades at one point. Then this old head just fucked me up, and I was like, damn, I'm really not that good.
No, dude, it's like if you ever came over to my parents' house and played spades.
Don't tell me Big Chris know how to play spades.
I think we're doing a little party this Sunday. You're invited.
Yeah. Okay.
You know
cool. I'll be there.
If you ever came over and you played spades, and if you made one mistake during the game, like one mental mistake, right? Like not like you did your best and you couldn't win, but you made one mental mistake. My parents would remember. My parents and me would remember that forever, and I would never be your partner ever.
Oh shit! Yeah. No, y'all are real. That's real spades player type of mentality.
Like, know the rules. Yeah. Know what you're doing. Yeah. Let's go. Right, you know what I'm saying?
If you fuck up, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Okay. It's a wrap. It's not a game. Okay. It's life.
Okay, so you had your spades partner. You had your spade team. I had my
spade bros. You know, Ryder, my roommate. Main training partner, great dude. Aaron, awesome guy, crazy dude from Alaska, major sweetheart. We had Boston Mitch, crazy.
That's my guy,
dude. Little fireball, man,
one.
Dude. Like he in the show, it looks like he's always like bitching and complaining and stuff, but like he's really. It's just like kind of the way he talks, you know what I'm saying? If you take it out of context, you know, it looks worse than it is. Like, Mitch is a sweetheart, you know what I'm saying? He's just, you know, and aggressive. He just communicates aggressively.
Right. He's from Boston, so I would expect that.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. And Ricky, my boy Ricky, you know what I'm saying? Crazy Ricky, the legend, the cult leader. You know what I'm saying? Ricky, he's awesome. You know, we had young Brady. He never really played spades, but he watched us play spades a lot. So, you know, and so, yeah, those are my spade bros. Those are the guys I spent the most time with because when we weren't training, playing spades was kind of like
the thing.
What we did to kind of.
Was there like any surprise people that you were? Was there any people that you were like surprised you were going to be that close with?
Really. 85ers in general, because my mentality going into the house was like, yo, I might have to fight any of these guys. Yeah. None of these guys are going to be my friends.
Right.
Like, they're all the enemy. I'm going in there to take all their heads off.
Right.
And then within like an hour being in the house, I'm like, yo, Ryder, you're an 85er. We might have to fight each other, but you're my bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We all know it's all business.
Yeah. So that was just kind of the thing, you know what I'm saying? I really thought I wasn't going to be friends. I thought I was going to have a couple 35er friends, you know, because there would be no competition there. But the fact that I got so close to a couple of the 85ers, that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But, you know,
it is what it is.
It is what
it is. Y'all knew what y'all were here for, so y'all all knew, like, you know, at the end of the day, it's business, but, you know, we're here to do.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then once you get what you're getting there, so how's that? What's kind of confusing to me is like your training schedule and your eating, your diets, and how they kind of accommodated that for you guys. I don't know, like, how did that even work?
Dude, it was really, I mean, the way we ate was kind of one of the more luxurious things. Like, of all the things that like we couldn't do and were like kind of like a bummer, like. We had a request list, right? And you filled it out every day with whatever you wanted, you know what I'm saying? And the production team would like look at it and they would take out anything that, you know, they couldn't get or, you know, they couldn't have on the show, but really like eggs, you know, salmon, steak, you know, smart sweets, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you put on that list, they would go get for you. So, you know, you'd go to sleep and you wake up and it was like Christmas. You open up your cabinet, you're like, oh. Man.
It's all the stuff in there.
All the stuff.
Is there stuff that did you add anything up there that you don't usually eat, but like since they're paying for it, I might as well just, you know, put this up there.
And it's funny because this destroyed my stomach. I had like protein shakes every day. I got the little Premier protein shakes, and I mean that's something I normally don't have, just because I just don't like. You have to go out to the store and buy like a big pack. You know what I'm saying? I can't just like go grab one. But I'd get those every day, and I would eat a whole bag of Smart Sweets
Oh man.
And this was in the period in between my fights. And Smart Sweets were like a vegan candy. And the bubble guts, man, holy cow. Oh, wow. It was prolific, man, dude. It was the worst case of bubble guts.
What made you think you was gonna eat all of those candies, Bryan?
Dude, I couldn't help it, bro.
Right. It was just getting it. Was it getting you through? Like, was that the only snack you were like?
Yeah, because that was like the only kind of candy
that you can, but keep the weight off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. To keep the weight off.
That makes sense.
You know, yeah, I'm weak.
I'm gonna have to look into that though.
They're not cheap though.
They're not. Okay, so what? Like, okay, they're
not cheap.
How much are they?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, they pay for it.
Well, no, yeah, they're paying. And I came home to get some when I got home, and I was like, wow.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then once you get and then what are your training schedule like?
Training schedule. So at the beginning of the show, Volk and Ortega, they had the option between like one person having the early training schedule and one person having the late training schedule. And so Volk, he's more of an early morning guy. Ortega's more of a
late night
guy, showing up late kind of guy.
In the show.
So we, Team Volk, we would go 10 to 12, come back, rest, eat, and then go back 4 to 6. Team Ortega would go 12 to 2, chill, and then go 6 to 8 every day. So we would do that 5 days. One day we would have one practice, and then Saturday was the rest day. And
Sunday? What about Sunday?
Sunday we trained.
Sunday you trained too?
But it was more because we trained at the Apex, and they were doing a lot of events at the Apex.
Okay.
So,
so I kind of had to maneuver a lot of things. Okay, that makes sense. And then you see the guy on TV all the time, big as hell. How was it like meeting Dana White for the first time? What was that initial reaction? I mean, when he walked in, I guess.
Dude, I mean, it was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you see this guy that, you've been seeing, like, he's synonymous with the UFC. It's like, as long as I've been watching the UFC, I've known who Dana White is. But, like, realistically talking, it wasn't like, we, like, sat down and had any, like, heart-to-hearts. Like, honestly, it's cooler seeing him talk about me on the show than any, like,
interaction that we had.
You know what I'm saying? It was really cool talking to him after my fight with Petrosky, but, everything was happening so fast at that moment. I really don't, like...
remember what it was.
Like,
it was just like...
I remember that it happened, but seeing the show and seeing, like, kind of, like, the behind-the-scene clips, like, that's really cool.
No, it was really cool. And then it kind of showed you as a fighter when you were talking to him and saying, yeah, I'm doing this. This is what I'm here for. It's like when you really opening up saying, like, this is like truly this is what I'm here for type thing. That was pretty cool to watch up there. That was probably one of my favorite highlights up there from you, excluding fighting, to see you say, like, yo, this is what I'm here for type shit. Like, you feel me? And so once you get there, even though, like, they're picking squads, you were picked last. Did that, like, light a fire under you when you get there? Like, oh, who these motherfuckers think they is type shit. Like,
well, like, you know me. Right?
Yeah, I already know.
What I'm saying? It's like I only need, like, a little something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll make up something if I have to. So
Yes.
it's like, oh man, they picked me last. So, like, one, it genuinely did surprise me when it, like, happened. Like, because I felt like I had a pretty good, amateur, and, I mean, my pro resume wasn't anything, like, crazy, but, I felt like I was
that
like an upper pick material, you know what I'm saying? And both the first picks happened. I'm like, all right, cool, I understand, college wrestlers, whatever. I understand.
Okay, cool.
The second picks happened. I'm like, all right, well, I felt like, I definitely could have been at least a second pick, but whatever. Third picks happen. I'm like, really? Like, I mean, like, because they show, like, on the show, they show me kind of, like, doing this, and that's kind of me, like, trying to save face. But, dude, I was fuming. Like, I was, like,
okay,
like, sitting over there, like, all angry and everything. And,
I already knew it, too.
Dude, I was fuming, dude. I couldn't believe it. And everyone on the show, they kept on saying, hey, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, Kelvin. Everyone keeps on bringing up Kelvin Gastelum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, since, like, they started recording the show up to, like, you know, after TUF, like, Chael Sonnen brings up Kelvin Gastelum all the time. And, you know, people are talking about, yeah, being the last pick, you know, it doesn't matter. Blah, blah. I'm like, no. Right. Like, that's.
Like, fuck that.
Like, yeah, they
You ever be picked last on the basketball team, like, on the court?
No,
like,
it's
trash.
like, you know, it's like that's who they thought. They picked who they thought was the best fighter. You know what I'm saying? And I fell all the way down to the bottom of the board. And I knew that I was the best fighter there. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was nice because I knew that I was going to prove everyone wrong. And so I was like, okay, here we go. Like little clipboard material, you know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say it gave him a storyline. It gave him a great storyline for them to take. Oh shit! And this motherfucker turned the whole season. I mean, not the season. He turned the whole a streak around for your team. Like the last pick turned the whole streak around for your squad. So that was probably like one of the great things that was happening up there too.
Dude, I mean, and really it just happened to be me. You know what I'm saying? After those first 4 fights, like, and how, you know, the coaches kind of carried themselves, and, you know, we were just so, because, like, Vulcan, all the coaches, like, they can't really show, because there's not enough time, how much they put into us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they came to the house a lot, man. They were watching tape with us at the house. You know what I'm saying? You know, they were cutting weight with us. Every time we cut weight, like, they showed Volk cutting weight with Scrappy that one time, but every time we cut weight, they were there cutting weight with us.
Oh,
like,
man.
Volk was literally, when I was sitting in a personal sauna, Volk was sitting in a personal sauna with me. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I'm sitting there, I have to cut, but each time I had to cut like 15 pounds the day before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there doing my sweat session, and you know, Colby, you know, shout out young Colby, the golden boy, Coach Thickness. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's his name, Colby Thickness.
Colby Thickness.
Colby Thickness. You know what I'm saying? You know, he would go get little ice chips, and because it's like one of those little personal saunas where your head's popping out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there dying. He would come and put like a little ice cube on my head,
Just to
and
feel
like
something.
put like a little something. Yeah. You know, Uncle Joe. You know, he's sitting here telling me stories to keep my mind off of the weight cut. You know, Big Wood, my twin, he's sitting there like keeping time and everything. Like it was, you know, Craig and Frank were there doing something. You know what I'm saying, causing some kind of chaos. Right. But you know, they all that. And even in the training, you know what I'm saying, just all around, and like in every way they could be, they were so involved and like there for us. And even now, like if I shoot Volk a question, like, and ask him like a training question, like he'll still like respond and you know, give me advice. And it's just like, they're good people, man.
Okay, yeah, that's actually great. You are, if people for people that don't know, weight cutting at that 15 pounds, it's not fun at all. I've had to cut less than that, and it's trash. So I can only imagine cutting 15 pounds the day before and then having to hold off, you know, until the next day. It's horrible, by the way. But man, that's and it's nothing like having somebody there with you too, because like if you're there by yourself, you're in your own head. You're like talking to yourself how shitty this is and all this. It's terrible. It's like,
no, man, it really like it's just having someone there, like you said, just talking to you to like keep your mind off of like how terrible you feel in that moment. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's like you might get it done regardless, but it's like the less like mental stress you have to go through before a fight, the better. You know what I'm saying? So the less you have to like mentally go to war with yourself during a weight cut, the better. So
right, exactly. So what was the hardest part about being in the house though?
Cutting weight twice.
That was the hardest part about being.
The hardest part about being that. It was because I would say I was the biggest like walking around person in the house. Like I was the one guy who really had a hard time. Like I couldn't get underneath 200 pounds no matter how hard I tried, no matter how hard I dieted. I couldn't get below 200 pounds. And you know, a lot of the guys normally fight at welterweight, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you know, some of the guys, you know, we're sitting here, we're talking about weight cut stuff, you know, some of the guys, you know, they're eating bacon every day, you know
chilling.
What I'm saying? Chilling, you know
chilling.
What I'm saying? Like just,
what? I get to fight at 185?
Like a healthy, getting their, you know, good calorie amount, getting a solid amount of protein. I'm over here just looking at them like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, right.
Healthy motherfucker.
Right. You enjoy that bacon.
Yeah,
you enjoy that bacon.
I would normally say something mean and then I would be like, yeah, no, go ahead and eat it nice and slow.
You enjoy that.
Yeah.
Because your boy, I'll get into him later. Your boy, Cameron, I don't know how to say his
Cameron.
Cameron.
Yeah.
He fights, I looked at his record and I didn't know he fought at welterweight. I looked at it. I was like, his last fight was at 170. So I was like, okay, he's fighting at 185. So I was about to say, I know he was chilling. Like I know he was chilling there.
Actually, ironically, he was walking. He was one of the bigger
guys. Because his mass.
Yeah, okay. Like I don't know why, but yeah, his weight was just higher. I mean, he was just saying like as he was getting older, it was harder.
Oh, it was hard to get off.
Weight
okay.
Down. So, yeah. So he wasn't one of the like bigger, like framed guys, but yeah, he was one of the denser guys in the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who would you get, excluding yourself?
Yeah.
Who would you give fight of the season to?
Oh man. So I didn't get to see Ricky and Ludwig fight live, or Ricky and Dan fight live. I got to see Brady and Josh fight live, and that was crazy. Like watching that fight live.
I think that one was the blonde hair.
Yeah, the two guys from Washington.
Okay,
yeah.
yes. Okay.
I got to watch them fight live, and yeah, that was absolutely bananas. Like
I think that was mine.
Yeah, that was your.
Yeah, that was mine. That's what I was about to. I was going to try to like give you like certain, like pieces of the fight that maybe it'll jog your memory too. Who I couldn't think of their names off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, Brady and because Josh, the older guy, he fought Marlon Moraes for the either World Series of Fighting title or the M1 Global title or something.
Oh,
like
okay.
That. Yeah, like he went 5 rounds with Marlon Moraes.
So shit.
Yeah, no, he's like real
legit.
Deal. Yeah, legit. Okay. And shout out to young Brady. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Doing the damn thing.
Right.
But I mean, Ricky's fights were pretty bananas. They were pretty, both of them. But yeah, man.
You would give it to who? Who would you give it to?
I don't know.
Come on, Brian. If I had a gun to your head right now, and I was like, who was the fight of the season? Who would you pick?
Fight of the season.
It's okay. It's okay.
It has to go to, and here's why I will say this, right? I'm picking this because I felt like this was a more competitive fight. I feel like Ricky won both of his fights more decisively. Josh and Brady was a little bit more of a back and forth. War,
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But barely. But, it might be like sentimental because I was there watching it, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to both of Ricky's fights. But yeah, that would be outside of my fight of the season.
Okay. And then do you have any stories that like behind the scenes that didn't make the cut but was probably like the funniest or the craziest shit?
Dude, there's so much stuff. I don't know. And I know they got to do like these home videos. You know what I mean? But man, dude, there's so much stuff that happens in the house that is just.
I already know.
I mean,
it just didn't make the cut.
Now, and obviously, stuff is always funnier to you. You know what I'm saying? You like these producers, like this is their job. This is what they get paid to do. So
right.
They know better than me. But there's like certain things to me. And I don't want to like say anything just in case they use some of this stuff.
Okay, I got you.
In the next 2 episodes, but there's definitely several things.
Yeah,
like
you can tell me off. You can tell me off.
So many things.
Okay.
So many things that like I don't know how. There's no way they can fit all this stuff into 2 episodes.
Right.
And so, but it is what it is. I do think the last, like, since they've gotten past the home videos, I feel like the episodes have been like more entertaining,
right?
Like altogether.
Okay, yeah, because they're just giving like the background stories and shit like that, and you feel me?
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah,
what is your opinion as a fan?
So I would say, by any behind the scenes or just why they would do why they're doing what they're doing.
No, like as you're watching the show, like the entertainment value of it. Do you like it? Has it changed since they stopped doing the home videos, or is it still like you're kind of like,
I mean, for me, it's kind of exciting either way because it's just my teammates up there. So it's like I don't really have like.
But what
opinion.
if it's not like you're
not
watching
if it's not
an
you?
episode and it's not me in there?
If it's not you,
yeah.
Do I find it entertaining? Do I find it? Did I find it entertaining after the home clips or before the home clips?
Like, do you like the episodes when they don't have the home clips in it better, or when they do have the home clips in it better?
I think when they don't, just because I already like they're just trying to give like the whole background story, and that kind of like takes up a lot of the time. But when you just have like the male drama in there, it's like without that, like it's pretty cool. Like it's a little bit more entertaining for me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm guessing you agree, right? Okay, cool. And then, so go ahead.
No, I didn't have anything else.
I know you harped on it in a little bit before, but how big of an influence was Volk to you, throughout that whole season?
Dude, what was really cool about their whole team was, all right, so like Volk, he started training with Uncle Joe, like after rugby. Like he came in there as an adult, started training, was like, I forget, they always said the number in kilos. I don't know the number, but he was a really big dude. And he started getting really good, and he actually did one of those Tiger Muay Thai tryouts where if you win, you can go live there on scholarship
for like a year.
Yeah. And Volk got the scholarship, and Joe said, he thought that was going to be like the last time he saw him. He thought he was going to go off to this big camp and like,
say forget about it.
Yeah, be like this big time fighter and never come back. You know what I mean? And Volk, he did his year, and he still goes up there and trains, but he said he came back and because there's something about like having that connection with your coach that kind of like brought you up, what I'm saying, having that good home gym environment with people you trust, what I'm saying. And Volk, I feel like when I was just watching him work and practice and everything like that, like watching him in person, he was kind of like the embodiment of everything our coaches preach to us, what I'm saying. Like he was like, if we did everything the way they wanted us to do it, we would be fighting like Volk. You know what I'm saying? Like the speed at which he was like making decisions and like switching, whether he was going forward or realize he was having to go backwards and like moving and changing different levels and attacking with different strikes and setting up his takedowns. I mean, it was just like, it was really fun to watch, and like the complexities of it all. Like it was just, I could have sat there and watched him and freaking Mitch go back and forth all day. You know what I'm saying? And so seeing that being where I'm at, just kind of really I don't know. It's like I always, strove to, be the best I could be. But like seeing Volk and seeing how, he really like did everything the way you were supposed to do it, it really like in my mind, it was just like a light bulb went off and I was like, okay, I can do everything right. You know what I'm saying? I can like make these decisions in fights. I can like see people and I can make reads. And I feel like since I've gotten back, I feel like when I was on the Ultimate Fighter, I didn't really get better, really. I feel like since I've gotten back, I've gotten dramatically better because I've had time to just focus and, put all these pieces that I've always had and just put them together the way that they were supposed to be. And so, and it's exciting too because it's like now I know how much more I can grow. You know what I mean? So, it was awesome being around Volk and the whole team, like Craig, mopped me up on the ground, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt really, really solid on the ground. I rolled with Craig Jones and I was like, okay, there's levels to this. There's levels I can still like ascend to, or like many more levels, you know what I mean? Frank with the wrestling, you know what I'm saying? Just like little details, stuff that I would already do, but like little details to like make it easier so I'm not like having to use as much muscle, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to muscle techniques, you know what I'm saying? Just little things like popping the elbow up so, he's out of place, you know what I mean? Little things like that, talking philosophy with like Uncle Joe, fight philosophy, you know what I'm saying? Just picking his mind, picking the mind of the guy that like built Alex Volkanovski, you know what I mean? So it was just, I would say mentally, it was tremendous. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
and they seem like they had you prepared for your first fight too. They seem like you were already prepared. You already had the skill. They seem like they had you in a different state, getting in there. This is a totally different arena. This is a totally different light. So they already instilling you. All right, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to be, and it showed in the first fight. And it looked pretty easy. In your first fight against Cameron, how you say it? Cameron.
You can just say Cameron. We call him Cameron.
Okay, Cameron. Just give me like, what did it feel easy in there? Like when you first fought him? I mean, when you fought him?
Yeah. When me and Cameron, and it was funny because the way I fought, it was because of the way Cameron fought, I couldn't sit there and fight like I had been fighting because it just like didn't make sense. Even if I could beat him, coming forward and like, just trading with him, it didn't make sense if I didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? So getting to move around and dance a little bit during the fight, it was pretty fun, and. It was interesting because it was in that fight, and that's why I feel bittersweet about that fight because I felt like I got out to a lead and it was like there was this like really easy path to victory where I felt like it was just so easy. It was like I felt like I kind of like coasted there. There was like no sense of urgency for real in that fight, and it was good. I got out without any damage, but it wasn't something that I think made a massive impression on a lot of people. You know what I mean? But no, I mean it was a good fight. Yeah. It wasn't the hardest fight ever. You know what I mean? But Cameron's a tough guy. We're just a bad matchup stylistically.
Yeah, and he seems tough. But hey, what was it going through your mind when he was just walking? He was walking down and just like with his hands down, and you're just jabbing his face off too, just in the head. You're like, what was going through your mind? Like, you was like, you really just gonna let me hit you? Like,
what would you do in this situation?
Like me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm throwing heat.
Yeah.
I'm throwing everything. If the first one you didn't put your hands back up, you already know I'm coming back with like.
Dude, if I had to do it again, I would have did like a flying knee. That's what I would have done because that's kind of like my thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't throw any flying switch knees, and that's a shame the entire show. But no, yeah, it was. Once again, it happened, but I was cruising. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, all right, I'm gonna do what I was gonna do anyways. It's just like now it's easier because your hands are down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like whether his hands were up or whether his hands were down, I would have did the exact same thing basically. I will say when he was coming forward, I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, because he did that in fights before. So leading up to that, I was like running different scenarios in my head. I was like, all right, if he does that, I'll throw a tornado kick. I'll throw like something crazy, like a back pivot kick, and just jam him in the body. And so then it happened, and I almost got paralysis by analysis. Like I'm in my head, I'm thinking, like, all right, what can I hit him with? You know what I'm saying? Then I'm getting close to the cage, and I was like, all right, let me throw a head kick. You know what I'm saying? And it was all right.
Here we go.
It was all right.
And then you threw a head kick, and he was like, all right, now it's time to shoot.
Yeah.
That head kick was shinned. Like, he was motherfucking to be out.
Ortega was talking so much junk about me. Like, the whole time, dude. Like, after every fight, like, he was not, he did not like the way I fought at all. Yeah. But, so
he was winning.
Yeah.
It took you to the next fight.
It's too bad because, knocked out his
right.
fight.
You feel me? It took you to the next fight. It took you against Petrosky and facing him. He was the number one pick. He probably in his head thought he was just gonna run through type shit. Ortega probably had it in his head that he was probably gonna run through, huh?
Well, and a small thing. During the coach evaluations, there was this one time for Team Bulk where we had to get on an assault bike, and it was a 2-minute sprint, right? They had us do a 2-minute sprint to see how many calories we could burn, you know what I'm saying? And, Petrosky, at the end of the 2 minutes, he had more calories burnt than me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he was, he had known about me before we went into the house. Like, the show paints me as an underdog, but I feel like, especially a week into the house, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really, like, that much of an underdog in the house. Like, guys knew who I was and, like, some of the guys who I had fought. Him seeing that he had beat me in that 2-minute sprint had given him a little bit of confidence because he was like, all right, I can match his cardio, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure, they're telling him what you're always gonna tell your fighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're always gonna tell your fighter he's gonna smash the other guy, you're always gonna highlight, the good stuff. I just do think they kind of, messed up by, not really giving me the credit that I deserve. You know what I'm saying? So that's on them. I mean, whether they gave me the credit I deserve or not, the results would have been different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I see you had some choice words for him. That's my over and over again. Yeah. What was it? What I just want to know what did he gain? What did he gain out of that saying it was a headbutt when the clip? I was like, I clearly saw the knee to the head. I was like, what did he gain out of that? It was a headbutt. Oh, breaking news!
No, well, dude, here's the thing. And literally, this is because I up until the episode came out, I hadn't watched the fight. You know what I'm saying? The fight happened, we left the house. You know what I'm saying? And so up until the episode came out, this whole time I thought it was a knee because that's what they said.
It looked like it was a knee. Well, I didn't. Maybe what did I miss?
I was talking mad junk. You know what I'm saying? But, Well, I mean, regardless, I still would have talked junk regardless because if I was in his situation, I wouldn't have stopped fighting because of that.
Right.
Like, I would have kept on fighting. Right. Me personally.
Yeah,
I already know. What I'm saying? But, you know what it is.
Yeah, I already know.
Like, blood and guts all day, baby, but, no, it was a moment where I'm fighting for head position and he pulls his head back, and when he throws the elbow, like, my weight's already coming forward, and so his elbow catches like the side of my head and drives me forward, and our heads like slide off, and so they kind of like clash against each other, and you can kind of see the cut before I throw the knee to his head. So that's what. So I'm not gonna seeing that I'm gonna you gotta call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the knee. Sorry, Petrosky. But I mean, at the end of the day, he still got a break. I think he still benefited from it way more than I did. You know what I'm saying? So, sorry, but it didn't help you. It didn't hurt you. It didn't hurt him at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
So, what is it like being under that so much pressure, so much, what place do you have to go to in those type of fights? Like even these are different type. These are, like I said, these are different type of lights, bro. So it's like you would know. So it's like you being in there for the first time, not the first time, but you know what I mean. Like being in that arena for the first. What's it like, and where do you have to go mentally to get there to like get through those fights?
Well, and I'll tell you, I think I benefited from being in the second batch of fights because we got to watch the first group of guys, and I really think you watch the first 4 fights, I think you see a lot of guys underperform, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, Dana White being there, there's no audience, you know what I'm saying? You're in the UFC Apex arena where they fought for the heavyweight title of the world, you know what I'm saying? There's all these cameras, all these lights, you know what I mean? But for me, this is always where I saw myself, you know what I mean? So this isn't like, on one hand it is crazy, it's crazy being there, but it's crazy finally being there because this is where I've always like seen myself, you know what I mean? I always saw myself fighting in the UFC with the best guys in the world, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so, I think, as long as you don't let what you're doing get bigger than what it is, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't get that crazy, you know what I mean? It's like, we had the opportunity to go watch like an actual UFC event, right? And when you watch them on TV, it's crazy because the way the production is, it makes it seem like larger than life. They got the camera zooming up to the fighters, they got the lights swirling around. You're like, whoa, dude, these dudes aren't regular. You know what I'm saying? These guys are special, right? And then it's like, when we got to watch it there, you know what I'm saying? You see all the production stuff, but it's just like, it's 2 people fighting. You know what I'm saying? They're doing the same thing that I was doing at the Grady Cole Center, in Charlotte, you know what I mean? Like the same thing I was doing in Kentucky, you know what I'm saying, in front of like, a couple hundred people because of COVID, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. I'm fighting, it's just on a different stage with, more eyes, but I'm just doing the same thing. So, just keeping that in mind and the fact that I've always felt like this is where I was gonna end up, I never really felt too out of place, you know what I'm saying? It was a long answer to a short question.
That was great. No, that makes perfect sense. You just kind of regulate that in your mind that, this is a bigger stage, but I'm here to do the same thing I've always done. And it was win. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've done this my whole career.
It's like, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, the guy could be from Russia, you know what I'm saying? You could be fighting in, UFC. You still have to win the fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you have to do. You have to win the fight. So don't make it more complicated than it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously there's a lot more things that go into winning a fight than just winning it, but that's what you have to do. And fortunately, any human can be beat. Right. You know what I'm saying? You just have to figure out how to beat them.
Right. Exactly. And then, what was it like I want to know what in your, because I know in my head what I'm thinking when I'm like, I'm about to win. Like when you got like the choke into you, were you like, yeah, I'm going to the finale? Like, is that, what was you thinking?
No, dude, I was like, because it was so effortless, like, it was really kind of like, I was kind of in disbelief. And like, I was just like, because it was funny, and you can hear Volk, and when he did his little post-fight thing for UFC.com, he talks about how we had been talking about it. I had kind of like, I had hit it in practice leading up to that, and I kind of told him, I was like, hey, if he keeps on going for this, I think this reverse guillotine might be there. And it was always just something in the back of my head, and I was like, just like if it's there, and we're going, and his head was right here, and I felt it sliding, and I threw it, and my arm was in there, and I grabbed it, you know what I'm saying, and then it felt like watching the fight, it went by way faster than it felt like. When it was happening in real time, it felt like it was like 10 seconds. Like I was holding him for a second, then he dropped and tried to spin out. Which if it was a regular guillotine, he would have been able to spin out of it. But because it was a reverse, he couldn't spin out of it. And then it felt like I was holding him on the ground for way longer than I was. But no, like the whole time I was like, is he gonna tap to this? Like I was like, no way. I was like, whoa.
He was already tapping when you got to chest. He already had his hand up when you got chest to chest, and it was just a matter of like, all right, it's.
Ooh, that's like as soon as I got right here, like I just knew I just had to keep my chest on the back of his head. I was like, oh my gosh, this was like way too easy. Like wow, but it's like that's why you train. Stuff like that, those situational things so hard, you know what I'm saying? You train those situational things so hard so that, out of 17 fights, that one situation, the one time where that situation happens, boom, you can hit the move, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, no, it was crazy.
Man, I want to say congratulations to my brother, my teammate. He has made it to the UFC TUF, the Ultimate Fighter finale. I'm so proud of you. I've seen all the hard work you've done. Bryan is always in the gym, morning, nights. He's always there. When he's not there, it's always like, where's Bryan? So I felt when I told him beforehand he deserved it. He's gonna take what he deserved. This is all for him, and he did what he needed to do. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, brother, I am proud of you for doing this. You inspired me.
Right.
Yeah, right. You make a big impact on not only me, but you make a big impact on the gym. You make a big impact on our teammates, and for real, I am super proud of you, my brother.
Thank you, bro. Well, and can I say something about the family real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say something about the family? I feel like what is really fun about this ride for me is like all the people who've been along the whole time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like there's been, way more people who thought that, I was crazy for doing what I was doing than people who believed in me. But for the people who did believe in me, Sensei Tom, Sensei Kevin, Sensei Tony, pouring all those hours into us at the gym, people like John Piper, you know what I'm saying, who, goes out of his way to get us work, people like Keith, big bro Keith Richardson, you know what I'm saying. I feel like just like the community that is around me immediately, with our team at Highestan and, our extended MMA family, the energy is like so positive, you know what I'm saying, and like it's like it's like I can almost like the hopes and aspirations of others is like lifting me to like a higher place, you know what I'm saying. It's like I feel like I'm going further than I should be able to go because it's like people are behind me pushing me forward, and those people like no one's ever paying attention to those people don't get seen. Mm-hmm. But without those people who like supported me, it's like I couldn't be where I'm at right now. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, to my friends, my close friends who've been with me this whole time and will continue to be with me, to the coaches, to my family, especially my dad, who's, helped pay for medicals when I was having a hard time paying for medicals, my wife, of course, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't do it without everyone who helped.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
man, Bryan Battle, everybody. I always like to end something. I always like to end my podcast off with something positive. So I want you to give some advice to your young champ, Miles. give him some advice because he's gonna see this one day. Saying my dad was Push Pet Podcast, and he gave me some advice. What do you got some advice for your youngin' that's on the way?
Miles, when you grow up, I want you to find something that you love doing, and I want you to chase after it with a passion. You know what I'm saying? Just strive to be the best that you can be. You know what I'm saying? Live life with no regrets. Because there's certain things you'll never do, but you can always be the best version of yourself. You can strive to be the best version of yourself. So Miles, strive to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
Be better than your dad, at least. Jeez Louise.
He's gonna beat you up one day.
Hopefully, I'm hoping, man.
Man, thank you, Bryan, for coming up here. You can give your social media out for the whole world.
Yes. All right. So Instagram. This is important because there's 2 Instagram accounts. There's an old one and a new one. I need everyone to follow the new one because my old one I got locked out of because it got hacked. All right. So the new one is Bryan Battle 68. No underscores. The old one has underscores. The new one, no underscores. So, and the new one will have a bunch of tough pictures.
You'll know which one's
You'll know which one's the new one, which one's the old one. And on Twitter, Bryan Battle 10. I just started doing Twitter. I don't quite, I still don't know how to work it all the way yet. It still kind of confuses me a little bit, but dude, Twitter's lit, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The Twitter community is there's a bunch of cool people on Twitter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Add me on Twitter.
Add them on all social medias. And also add Push Effect Podcast on Instagram. You can just add on Twitter. We're just at Push Effect. If you're listening to this, make sure you. God dang, Daryl. If you're listening to this, subscribe, like, and share, and comment. And if you're watching this, make sure you listen to the audio. Do the same thing. I'm gonna get it right there. I'm gonna get it right there. My boy Daryl, my cameraman, and also he's my second to last person I interviewed. He's getting me right with my whole social media stuff, man. I'm gonna get it right, Daryl. Hey, this is a Push Pet Podcast. We're out. Hey.